Congratulations on finishing your first 20 videos. You only have 30 more, and we can still be friends on Facebook. And if we're not friends yet, you can send me a friend request. Tell me you finished your 50-day challenge, and I'll actually make room. I'll boot somebody else out because I'm maxed out at 5,000, and I'll be friends with you. So these next 10 videos, I want you to practice storytelling. The Bible is a book of stories that has been very, very influential over the last 2,000 years, right? We tell things in stories. The best movies are very, very interesting, good stories with ups and downs and peaks and valleys and moments where you're thinking, oh no, the protagonist is going to lose it all and this is terrible. How is he going to get out of this? And then he does and you feel good. Stories move your emotions. They make you excited. They make you sad. They make you tear up. They make you happy again, and that's what you want to do. So these next 10 is story driven. I want you to tell 10 stories, 10 different videos, 10 stories. Make them about big decisions that you made in your life. Why you decided to start a business. Why you decided to start a business with leverage, like a network marketing business. Why you decided to join Empower Network. Why you decided to join Brian Couch if you decided to join me, right? Why home business? Why online business? Tell some stories about, the basic formula for story is, what was it like? What happened? What's it like now? Okay, what was it like? What happened? What's it like now? Before I bought this little mouse track thing, I was using the stupid trackball stuff, and it would just suck, and it was difficult, and it wasn't nearly as interesting, and I found out that I had this mouse that's actually portable and wireless, and I was so cool. I was like, oh, that's way better than using that stupid little trackpad thing. I hate that thing. So what did I do? Immediately, I bought the mouse, and now I get to freely move about. It's so much easier. It's got this little roll bar, and it doesn't have any wires. I love it. Right? So real quickly, what was it like? What happened? What's it like now? Better example, right? This is a story that I use to sell. How about that, right? Selling through videos. If I'm talking to somebody with a job. Hey guys, 3 years ago I had a job. I was working, looking at spreadsheets 50 hours a week, doing that monotonous thing like Dilbert. I was in a cubicle. It was absolutely miserable. And I was looking for a way out. I knew that there had to be something else out there that I could do, because I couldn't do this for the rest of my life. I couldn't continue to just do the same grind, and hang around the same negative people and do the exact same bullshit that everyone else is doing. I couldn't do it. So I knew there was something else out there. I start looking around on the internet, and I see this guy on the internet who's living an absolutely incredible life. He's in Costa Rica. He's swimming. He's doing all these incredible, amazing things. He's traveling a lot. He's living a life of freedom. Plus, he's making like my yearly salary every week. And so that just blew my mind. I was blown away that it was possible to just start a business on the internet from basically scratch and then grow this massive empire that not only gives you tons and tons of money, but all kinds of time to enjoy the money. And so right away, I got started. I joined him. I started doing exactly what he said to do. I followed his system because I figured, well, if he did it, why couldn't I do it, right? So I followed exactly what he did, and 7 months later was the last day that I've ever had a job. Since then, I've traveled around to multiple different countries, been to almost every city in the U.S., and have even gone on an extended vacation where I sold off all my stuff, put a bunch of it in storage, flew to the other side of the world in Australia, and spent 3 months there. A little 3-month trip. But it wasn't because I had a ton of money just sitting in the bank that I was spending away. It was because I decided to start an online business, followed a successful person to get the results that they had, and actually, was working while I was in Australia. So that went on a little longer than I wanted to, but that's the story, right? What was it like? I was in my job, the place where they're at, the person I'm talking to are at. I talked about how it sucked, right? I talked about the negative part. I talked about, just like with the mouse, how I don't like the trackball and it sucked. I hated it, right? What happened? The discovery, the hope, the wow, there's a better way, right? Wow, there's a mouse that exists that doesn't have a cord that's way better than the little trackpad. Wow, there's this concept of creating a business online that I can build from anywhere in the world that can actually make me millions of dollars. This is incredible. And then what happened, right? I decided to get started right away. And if you haven't gotten results with it, right? If you hadn't gotten results with whatever you're telling your story about, just right in there, just tell somebody else's results. So I decided to get started right away, because my friend Lawrence Tam was 33 years old with 3 kids, working a 50-hour-a-week job, and he managed to make $1.9 million doing this. Now, income disclaimer, just because I said he's done that doesn't mean that you're definitely going to do that if you join me, but that's what's possible, right? And always leave income disclaimers if you throw income claims out there. So hopefully that was useful, guys. Tell 10 stories. Doesn't matter what about. You can tell them about business. You can tell them about why you joined me, why you joined Empower Network. Remember to always have a call to action. Call to action to share it. Call to action to send you a message on Facebook. Call to action to do a little happy dance because you just told a cool story about how you did a happy dance and it made your day better, right? Whatever the case may be, get good at telling stories and telling people what to do after the stories. You want to focus on maybe, you know how I told you like it went from what it was like when it sucked to hope and discovery to what's it like now that it's amazing, it's bliss, it's happiness. When you're moving people through a story that moves their emotions, I don't know why I've been picking up this hand motion. I've used it over and over again. But when you're moving people's emotions, that's when you move things. But a mentor of mine told me, don't change people's minds, change people's moods. Stories do exactly that, and just by fact of listening to them, if you put emotion, if you go first and you have emotion when you're telling the story, you really put yourself into that emotional moment, and you speak from that moment. You speak from that moment of inspiration. You speak from that moment of sadness or desperation or struggle, and from that moment of happiness. People are going to feel it on the other end. So 10 videos that you did, and then call to action at the end of all of them. Tell interesting stories, tell hilarious stories, tell funny stories, tell sad stories, tell exciting stories, tell stories of when you made big decisions. And then below the video, I've got a link. It's going to take you to the next 10 videos, and I'll see you there.